You are listening to Lifted You Weight Loss with Annie Jensen. One more bonus episode, 5 magic words. Hello, darling. I'm Annie, and I'm here to connect with you. I know we understand each other. We show up, we live hard, and you and I do all of it, carrying the same burden. But here is the most beautiful truth that I've learned over years of struggling with my weight. We do not have to live with this burden. So come with me because you are not alone in this. I'm ready to share everything. My story, my friendship, and every piece of value I've gathered along the way. My purpose is to lift you as you move forward on your own path to light, loving, and lasting weight loss and build something that finally works for you. Darling, there is a life waiting for you on the other side of this process. So let's ease this burden. Let's build what's already within you. Together we'll create a lighter, lifted you. Well, here we are with another bonus episode, simply because I love you. Our first several episodes, as I have mentioned, are beautifully essential, but they are preparatory. And some of the content is even just a little bit abstract. So I want to pause for some real life application before we dive deeper together in our regular Lifted You content. I want to offer you something you can hold in your hands and tuck in your pocket. A piece of practical wisdom to try out during these first few weeks that we have together. These 5 words have been life-changing for me. I love them and I still use them. They don't come naturally in this area of my life. I'm still working through some deeply ingrained patterns of self-talk, but that's exactly why they mean so much and why they work so well for me. Still, every time I say them to myself, they cause a quiet shift inside me and I feel lighter. Try them. I know that they will work for you too because they're rooted in the principle of unconditional love. And you'll remember that love is that base bedrock layer of our weight loss foundation. So let me tell you about these words. I never thought I was terribly unkind to myself in my own mind. I've always had high personal expectations, so I'd get frustrated when I struggled with something, particularly with weight loss because it has just always been such a struggle for me, but that seemed pretty normal to me. I'm a kind, loving human. I'm friendly by nature and I genuinely enjoy people most of the time. I've learned to recognize shame in my communication. So over the years, I have specifically worked to improve how I speak to my family to make sure that there is no shame in the messages that I am sending. I try not to be condescending or passive aggressive with people, and I really appreciate something about myself that I feel like I'm a genuine person. I really try to be a what you see is what you get type of person. So that's important to me. Growing up, my mom taught us what it means to have a song in our voice. My husband is the definition of a peacemaker. So I've certainly learned from him over 22 years of marriage. And so my kids haven't really lived or grown up in clouds of contention. I mean, we for sure have our moments, of course. But we try to value peace as a family and we notice when it's gone. So when that happens, we work together to try to bring it back. I'll tell you a little story about one of my kids that kind of illustrates this. A few years ago, my oldest son had been complaining about how mean we were as parents. And one morning, he was driving to school. He had his sister in the passenger seat, his brother, and 2 of his cousins in the back seat. So it was a full car. So he was on his way to school and he bumped into a truck in front of him. Not bad, but he hit the truck in front of him. The other driver jumped out, stormed up to my son's window, pointed at his face, and screamed all the words. So it was actually awesome. My son got a little perspective that day and he learned that he really does come from a happy family. So when hearing 5 simple words one day created a profound realization and paradigm shift about my self-talk, I knew I had some changes to make. One day I was sitting at my desk down in my office. I'd registered for a mini course on making peace with food by Jody Moore. It was self-paced, so I was watching a recorded video of Jody. I was enjoying her presentation and her relatable content, her calm confidence, her beautiful blonde hair, and her lovely blue eyes. In the video, Jody describes stepping on the scale the morning after eating some heavier foods. The number is higher even than she expected. Well, I was certainly familiar with this situation, so I followed along closely, completely resonating with her experience. Then, Jody starts talking out loud to herself in the video, as if she were still standing on that scale that morning. She looks down, sees the number, and in a soft, curious voice, she says, "Oh, hey, Jody, what's going on?" She pauses briefly, then adds gently, "I'm not mad at you." She looks at the camera and clarifies, "This is how I talk to myself," she explains. Then she repeats it with care and warmth. "I'm not mad at you." Wait, what? My ears perked up and my focus narrowed in on her. She said what to herself? She literally said, "I'm not mad at you." My friend, I had heard all the things in my life. Speak kindly to yourself. We're kinder to strangers than to the person in the mirror. The number on the scale is not who you are. I know what tone is, and I know what shame sounds like and how to communicate tactfully with others. I'm 43 years old. Okay, I'd heard it all. But obviously I hadn't, because I'd never heard that. I'd never heard that simple, profound expression of personal understanding from myself to myself, spoken with such pure love. So I tried it. "I'm not mad at you," I whispered silently to myself. Darling, the shift, the lightness inside me, the clarity, the difference that little phrase made in my mind, body, and heart in that moment was real. I felt it instantly. I can't tell you what I'd been saying to myself before that moment or how I'd been saying it. I know I've literally thrown my hands in the air out of frustration and disgust the morning after a binge. I've growled into my pillow. I've spent years in that place of feeling stuck in my weight loss, wondering if I will ever make it out. I know what it feels like to wake up with a big black bag of shame on my face. So I can't tell you the exact words I used to say, but I bet they all sounded an awful lot like, "I'm mad at you." Those 5 words, "I'm not mad at you," shifted me. In fact, they've changed my life. They changed the trajectory of my weight loss journey. Of course, I've made countless mistakes since the day I watched Jody's video. But no matter the mistake, those words are easy to say, and the light feeling they bring makes them easy to mean. So I say them with genuine intention. I'm not mad at you. And you know what? I feel different, lighter, hopeful about everything, about my choices, about what I make them mean or not mean about myself, about my present, my past, and my future. I feel like I'm still okay, and that it's still possible to move forward. I wish I'd processed my desire at the family barbecue instead of eating those sugar cookies and everything else. I'm not mad at you. I overate at the work lunch. The number on the scale was higher than I hoped, and I haven't made progress in weeks. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. I munch mindlessly while cooking, get full before it's time to eat, and then eat dinner anyway. I break my word to myself again. I have to dig through all the life jackets on the boat to find the men's 2XL because it's the only one that zips up, barely. You're okay, Annie. I'm not mad at you. After every misstep. So what is it? What changed? What was I not saying before that I started saying when I used those words? In their perfect simplicity, those 5 words embody unconditional love and acceptance. In an instant, they meet every basic emotional need that every human on this planet has. And apparently, at least when it came to weight loss, I hadn't been giving that to myself for a very long time. We'll come back to this in the future and we'll talk all about these emotional needs. We'll talk about what I stopped saying to myself as well. But for now, these 5 magic words are enough. Not long ago, I shared these 5 words with that same son who got into that car accident. He'd been struggling with some personal shame, and I just shared them with him and asked him to try them. He came back a week later and shared with me that they worked, but he shifted the phrase a little bit to fit his own emotional needs a little bit better. He came back with, "I'm not disappointed in you." For some reason, that connected better with his self-talk and his emotions. So my darling, after you've made a mistake, or really at any time, try giving yourself the gift of unconditional love and acceptance in either form. I'm not mad at you, or I'm not disappointed in you, and see how it makes you feel inside. If you're sincere, I bet it's going to feel really nice. Okay, until our next episode, I love you and I will see you soon.